So first on the panel is the legend herself, and I like the way Ali Baba introduced her when she came in. She's not just a legend, but she's an institution. All right, at this time I want to welcome somebody who is a son of the soil. Somebody who is a member of Church of God Mission, and he has gone global, he has gone worldwide. He started small, but he was consistent, and God has taken him on a journey. The one and only Lawyer Obus. Let's come Buchi comedian. Buchi comedian. He's a son of the house, so he actually needs no introduction anywhere in Church of God Mission. Thank you for coming here today. Let me welcome another son of the soil, a thoroughbred Church of God Mission member from cradle to where he is right now. He's delivered a paper already today, and he continues to be consistent in that. Let's welcome Dr. Eni Momodu, KBK, to the panel. Art music, yes. Thank you. All right, so we're going to just have interaction quickly. Soma, let me start with you, following your presentation. We know you as an actress. But in the course of your presentation, you said so many things that shows that it's not only this acting, no. There's so much more to it. So you more like delve into multiple streams of income around the same sector, around the same industry. Can you just tell us a little more of that around your delve into multiple streams of income? Is it just to feed the family, or there's more to it?
Thank you so much for that question. Because one of the things I believe that the Lord does for a lot of creative people is that He gives you multiple ways of expressing your creativity. And so I find that, I'm somebody, my first love is acting. I love to perform, but I also like to teach. And I also like to produce, So those are the areas that, because there was something that Ali Baba said, which was very true. And it doesn't only apply to Nigeria, it applies all over the world. There are very few people who make it in this world as actors alone, because in other parts of the world, you will find that there are some actors that are earning millions and millions of dollars and things like that. And, in Nigeria, we have people who are earning millions and millions of naira as actors. But they're very few. They're very few and far between. A lot of the times, what the Lord does is that He will give you other areas of expression so that you can then flourish. You can then thrive. And so the areas that I have found is in teaching. I used to teach in all the high net worth schools in Lagos, in the primary, secondary schools, to the point where I actually had teams that were now teaching, and I used to just go once a week to teach them. And that's what then became the Lufodo Academy of Performing Arts. Yes. And then we're, by the way, special announcement, you're the first to hear it. We haven't even announced it. Netflix has funded the Lufodo Academy of Performing Arts to do a pilot project on acting training for the screen, and it's all funded, so it's all scholarship for those who attend, and also so it's for 10 students and 10 actors and 3 writers. And it's all totally funded by Netflix. But what is important is that you must have a first degree in theater. That for us is very important because it's a 9-month course. So if you're not ready to put in the time, please don't come. Don't even audition. Okay. So and then my love for producing that's what gave birth to my husband and myself. That was God gave us birth to the Lufodo Academy. To the Lufodo Productions, where we've produced several plays over the years for the theater, for television, for radio, and then we have a third expression where we run Glover Memorial Hall, as a management company. Yes, we run Glover Memorial Hall. Glover Memorial Hall was built in 1887. Yes, it's the longest standing theater in Nigeria. That's where people like Herbert Macaulay got their start in political expression, and people like Herbert Ogunde. So it's been refurbished, and we're the ones managing it now. Yeah, so.
Awesome. I mean, that's fantastic. Have you been to Glover Memorial Hall recently? You've not, and you are here. You need to go see some plays. You need to go see some live performances. You need to.
That's where the school is going to run from.
Oh, that's where it's running from.
Well.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, it's excellent. It's on Broad Street around Custom Street.
Yes.
Custom Street, just at the corner. No, it's not my office. I am passionate about theater too. So I used to act and direct growing up. Children's Church, Youth Fellowship. But when I started to hustle, this money thing, it chases us away from most of the things. So now I pay to attend events at that place, Okay, that's by the side. Buchi, let me come to you. Buchi used to wear costume. As Onye Buchi. He used to wear costume. You know what they call babua? How many of you know babua? Those guys that put a pillow in their stomach to look big like this and something in their back. Then they will have beer like this. Buchi used to perform like that for years and years and years, from Warri to Benin. I mean, that was his work. As a young boy, that was it started. But after a while, those clothes started to smell and he threw them away. Was it a business rebranding concept? The Loyal Boost, the Buchi they know now, is completely different from the one we knew growing up. What happened?
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for having me. I'm Child God Mission, so I don't need to paint that too much. I guess I didn't have a choice from when Pastor Chris messaged me. But of course, a lot of people expected to see Pastor Mount, who fortunately is on tour in the US. So let's just get that solid. So, and he sends his regards. Okay. Yes, he does. We spoke. For me, I think I should start at the beginning. So you know where the concept of the costuming, why I started dressing the Babu thing, because I think I started comedy before it became an industry, before there was money involved. I started in church. I started in school and then, of course, Child God Mission. But at that time, comedy was, the only form of comedy we had was mock news. Yes, and then people who used to do mock news used to, you have to disguise yourself because you're coming to, it's a kind of satire where you're going against anybody. So you have to do like a disguise. So when you come off the screen, nobody will come and, pick on you. So they used to costume themselves with the white beard, the big glasses. So that was what sold at the time. So it was very easy for me to just after that, because I've always loved doing comedy, stand-up. But then it was mock news. It wasn't stand-up. It was, you still had to sit down. So basically all the tours, all the shows we were doing there which was very inconvenient at the time because every church, then it was mostly church. And every event, they had to get a table, set up, and then I started reading news. I was like, you know what? And then we did an event in Benin. That was in 96. So I've been doing comedy way before then. But that event, they did not plan for me to sit down. And the hotel didn't have the facility. It was an event by my very good friend, Pastor Elvis of the Heroes International back then. So they said, what are we going to do? Okay, let me just start. I have it already. So that was probably the first time I stood up. And after that, I just said, stand up. Yeah. But at that time, I didn't know it was stand up. I was just doing mock news, standing up. But for the rebranding, of course, doing that took me around the country. I've been to every state in Nigeria because of Church of Mission. Church of Mission is every state in Nigeria. So, and basically, I was the only one doing comedy in all the churches at that time, and then Holy Mala came. But so back then I was doing everything. And then there was school, and I studied law. So in the legal department, you are not allowed It's a very, very jealous career. When you're a barrister, they even frown at those things. You know, it's so bad if you didn't go to law school, you can't use the term my learned colleague. It's offensive. I mean, they take it personal. So now being in Ekboma, this was what I loved, but this was what I had to study. So I didn't have a choice at that time. I continued doing the costuming just to disguise myself. And then on Monday, I go to class. But when I was done with school and it was time to face life decisions, it wasn't a tough one for me not to pursue law. It wasn't tough at all because of how long I'd been doing comedy. And at that time, comedy basically has done everything for me and my family at that time at a young age. So it wasn't a difficult decision because I was already at this time funding myself and a friend in Ekboma, which was a lot at the time. However, now I was coming to Lagos. So it was a different ball game. You know, so Gordon's was very good. We started comedy after he saw me doing comedy at your church. Word of Life Bible Church in Warri. So it was like, man, I get this thing. So we've always been close friends. And he said, now you're coming to Lagos. You can't do this, Babuwa. You can't be doing this. Even Lagbaja is not that. It's not, leave all this. It's not for comedy. You need to bring out yourself. But I had a challenge. Now I had to start all over again. So I basically grew up in the industry twice. At that time, I'd done about 12 years. But I had to start all over again as Buchi because I couldn't be...
With your real face?
Yes, with my real face. So I couldn't be Onye Buchi with the real face and Onye Buchi with the disguise. It was going to be very, very confusing. A lot of my old fans, they finally had to believe that I'm the same person when they say, wait, I've been trying to ask you. Are you the guy that when I was in children's class... I don't know how old I am anyways. When I was in children's class, I used to watch you. Are you the one? I'm saying, yeah, I'm the same person. So coming to Lagos meant so you could say it was a rebranding. Even at the time, there was no such word as rebranding. It was just now I had to sell my face because that was the only way I could survive in the industry in Lagos. And because Lagos was basically the capital of entertainment in Nigeria and Africa. So, yeah, so I had to start all over again as an upcoming, going to shows, acting to, like all over again, the entire process. You know, from coming on stage, wow, yeah, Buchi, and to Buchi, and like, oh, who's this guy? Yeah, so I've seen it all. So I think then it wasn't a rebranding thing, but that was why. It was the move to Lagos that, you know, led to the change of name and living the costume.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you so much for that. Please, like I said earlier, from everything they say, pick something. Your brand will also sell you. And your brand will determine what you will do. That's something I got from what he said now. Okay? I was at Buchi's first show, or the first show that Buchi appeared at Muson Center. I was there. I didn't know he was even going to come. I didn't know. I didn't know I paid. I was sitting down somewhere, and the next thing they announced Buchi, and I jumped up and started to shout because that was my guy climbing stage, and nobody knew him. They don't know this guy. He was actually starting afresh from somebody that was a legend to us, and he killed the show. It was like, you know, when they want to start the show, they bring up the small ones. It was the small boy, they just brought small boys to come and start talking first before the Alibabas, and it was a Jinosagu, you know, it was a Jinosagu show. Doctor, I want to take the question from exactly where it stopped. You said in your presentation that you started at 17. We knew you in Benin. We knew you when you started doing music production for everybody in church to coming up as artists. Everybody will talk about you. You were the person that was producing music. And so we thought you were going to live and die in Benin. Because they say Oba or they go transfer. So you were like the Oba of music production in Benin at that time. I mean, you can't be a gospel music person and not know KBK. Who produced this song? Not be KBK. No, this song never worked. Then one day, breaking news, KBK has run to Lagos. And he ran with his family to Lagos. Was hunger killing you in Benin? Because Buchi said Lagos is the capital of entertainment in Nigeria and in Africa. Why did you run away from Benin and come to Lagos? Talk true.
Okay,
You are the altar or you are the altar?
I didn't run away from Benin. We actually expanded, and I'll explain why. My background, like I said, my dad started a record label before I was born. So, and my mom was in the Redeemed Voices Commission Choir. So there was a balance of the music business and the music ministry for us growing up. So we wake up, my dad would always wake up 5 a.m., he's playing music. We wake up to the sound of Tico Rico, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, all the legends. That's what we wake up to. Mom still go balance and we pray with morning devotion, drag us to choir practice. So that was the background. So from children's church, I was already playing drums. You understand? Then as a teenager, I started learning how to play other instruments. In short, from secondary school, my go-to was my dad's record store. Other kids go to the football pitch and do all that. I would leave school and go to my dad's office. Then at 10, I already knew what I wanted to do in life. At the age of 10. Yes, I already knew. I already had this big picture. I already had this vision that I was going to be the producer, the person organizing and packaging shows and producing people. I already knew that. So at barely 15 years old, I ran away from home, from Aochi to Benin. I just finished WAEC because I knew I was carrying something that I couldn't really explain. My elder brother was the only one that knew where I was going to. And I left without my parents' knowledge because I had the burning desire to see me express my gifts and my talents. I came to Benin City and I started doing what I was doing. Now, everybody, growing up in Aochi, everybody I saw on TV, Righteous Man, Sonny Okosu, everybody, Majek Fashek I watched on TV, I kept telling myself as a child that I was going to meet every one of these persons.
Uncle Zach.
Yes, Uncle Zach. And I got to Benin. In less than 2 years, I worked with almost all of them. Yes, even Majek Fashek last album, I mixed and mastered that album. I worked with everybody. The only person I couldn't work with directly was Louis. But we became close because I had that pursuit, I had that passion. The in-betweens, my mom would come and look for me and drag me back. I will return back. I know I'm telling this story. Now, the Bible talked about the master going on a journey and he blessed them according to their several abilities. Now, most people will say, why will he give one and give one the other 5? If you read the scripture very well, God will give you gifts according to the capacity you can carry. Then there's a primary gift that you have, and you have other alternative gifts or other extra gifts that are to help you accomplish that assignment. Now, when we talk about how to put talent and skill together into making money for yourself in industry, we need to understand, first of all, define what money is. Take a cash. If you take 1,000 naira, 100 naira, that is not money. That's a paper that has been authorized as a legal tender by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The Central Bank mints, they are the only authorized organization to mint that paper. But money, you have the right to mint money for yourself. You understand? It is within you to give value to what you have. So if you are able to take your gifts, why I'm telling my background, my story, when I got to Benin at 17 years, I released my first artist under my label. At 19, I started my business formally. I rented an office and I started my business. Now, when we started Arc Music, we didn't start with the office. I started Arc Music as a music academy. I started teaching people how to play instruments, how to sing from church. But I couldn't afford a formal document. I would use my hand to write my company name. I would draft the letter, the admission, the form. I would draw the lines. That's how we started. Now, when we started business, from the music school, we started the music studio. I'm going on a journey. Now, the master gives several abilities. From the record label, we started doing production. We now went into music promotion. When we're going to go into music promotion, we now started another company called Proclaim Media Africa, which is our events and media company. So we're diversified into another gifting. Then we did that for another 12 years. Then we started another company called M Systematics, which is an IT company. M+M Systematics. I'll tell you how they connect. I'm a multi-talented person. I don't believe in hobbies. I don't believe in pastime. I believe that when God gives you a gift, He gives it for a plan and a purpose. God cannot give me an ability just for me to use as an hobby. God gives you a gift for you to be able to serve him, impact people, and become successful. It must be balanced. So whatever idea God gives to me, I must see that it becomes incorporated. So what I started doing, after every 5-7 years, I'll go and incorporate an idea. People bring computers to me. I'm a gadget person. People know that if you want to fix any gadget, you want to operate anything, go meet KBK. So I will have loads of these things from family, friends, church members, and I was doing it for free, passionately. It came to a time I registered the company. Yeah, that's an IT company. When you bring things to fix, we fix them. So I started doing that. That's how today we have 4 registered companies. Now, when God gives you ideas, do not say this or not they bring money. You have to, over time, keep developing the capacity. Now, what actually will make you make money from your gift is not the talent that you have. It is the purpose that you have been able to define specifically. I'm not a music producer. I produce music. Talent is a tool. I'm not my tool. I'm a workman that uses the tool effectively. So the gift of singing, writing, acting, they are tools. So what then is my assignment? My assignment as a change agent is to help people discover the purpose for their talent so that they can establish what God has intended for them to do. I can do that through production. I can do that through promotion. I can do that through marketing. I can do that through all these diverse whatever. So it is in all my assignments that I make money.
Thank you.
So why you come Lagos? You know answer now. You know answer now.
Okay, why did I come to Lagos?
Why did you run away in Benin?
Fine.
Internet finished in Benin.
You forget say, man, I will boil your cable. Okay, why did I come to Lagos? There were new ideas we wanted to explore in the South. I went to Port Harcourt, I went to Bayelsa, I went on a tour, and we were pushing digital marketing and music distribution in terms of virtual platforms. This was before 2015. It's like I was speaking Arabic to the Chinese. They couldn't understand. I knew what was coming. I have this ability to project what will happen in the next 5 years in the industry. I have that ability because I do a lot of research and studies. So I knew that very soon we will not be talking about hard copies of CDs and all that. I started saying it. I also started speaking to churches about virtual platform, the e-church, online church. Nobody was listening to what I was saying. So but I saw it and I knew that if I do not evolve, if I do not take my business to the next level, we'll phase out. Now, professionally, I've done 26 years in the industry. Arc Music has existed with the office address for 16 years. Now, most people that I met in the industry, they've packed out. People that met me packed out. Because there was a time, I joined the industry where we were using VHS, where we were selling cassettes. What happened to those that didn't evolve to CDs? You understand what I'm saying? So I started looking at where next, in the game of football, you run to where the ball is going to. Abi? So I started looking at where this ball is going to. The South wasn't the place. And if I didn't move then, oh boy, you go red. So, so I was trying to sell the idea to that environment. They couldn't follow. Right, and I knew that my business needed to go to the next level. It was during the lockdown. Okay, I'll quickly say this. We came to Lagos and settled down. We planned to settle down February 2020. The week, March, we are moving to the house here. Lockdown happened. Boom. The very week, I moved my full family. I had nothing in the house. We just painted. The plan was, okay, I'll go to Benin, bring a few things. We'll start setting. The week, lockdown. How do I feed my family? How do I move? The studio equipments were there. Nothing was with us. Now, I had a projection that in the next 3 years of setting in Lagos, I will start expressing or experimenting those virtual ideas for music. Like you said, I was an active producer. How long will I produce? Young boys are now beat makers. I do not have that market anymore. I need to move to an executive level where both the artists and the young boys can aggregate their content for distribution. Now, I was thinking that, I'm a JJC in Lagos. It will take me time to settle. Let me study in the environment. Let me network and learn. And in 3 years' time, I'll be able to do that. The lockdown gave me that opportunity. And my wife, during lockdown, we used our mobile phones. We now switch into content creation, social media marketing, and all that. We decided doing the things I thought that it would take me 3 years to adapt in the environment. And with mobile phones, by May, we bought a car. During lockdown. You understand? By August, the rest is history.
Thank you. Let me speak with Auntie Joke. So I was going to ask, after 2 questions I'm trying to marry in one. 2 questions I'm trying to match up in one. Thank you so much. First, between acting and production, which is more productive financially? Which is more lucrative? Between acting, because I heard Ali Baba say, they're not paid them well, they're not paid them well. That's acting. Acting and production, which is more lucrative? I know production may not hit the limelight to make you a celebrity that everybody's saying. Acting will give you that, but which one will give you money?
My simple answer to that is both, but it depends on how you strategize. Now, as an actor, you first of all, it's very important, like our last speaker was saying, you tend to have a lot of, a creative person, you have multiple talents. But it's so important to focus on one. For me, I focused on acting. It was after that I added the others. Now, how can I make my acting lucrative? It's something that we're working on in this industry. It's happening in other parts of the world. Is that the early stages of any production, the producers have to be very careful about how they expend money because they are never sure. Nobody ever knows what is going to work, what is going to sell. And so the amount of funds that they expend in the initial stages of the life of the production is as little as possible. So you don't necessarily have to pay me what I believe or what my agent believes I am worth, all right? But you pay me something. However, what is left because of my ability to bring bombs or eyeballs to that work, that comes at a cost. Now, you may not be able to, in the initial stages of the job, be able to pay that. So what is left, the deficit, becomes my investment in your film. So if your film makes money, then I get royalties from it. So that's the strategy for that as an actor. Now, as a producer, it's the risk in production anywhere in the world is high. And that's why you always say to entrepreneurs, when you're entering the business, come in with low budget films. Don't come in with high budget films because the likelihood, it could fail. It could succeed, but it could fail. Now, I'll go again to my favorite film of the moment, which is Gangs of Lagos. And it's the first film in Nigeria that has had a release, a proper release, had a premiere in Lagos, had a premiere in London, and had a premiere in New York. It's an incredible piece of work. Now, in talking about for the producer, always my advice to the entrepreneur is go in with a low budget film, understand the industry, understand the nuances of the industry. Now, when you look at a production like Gangs of Lagos, Gangs of Lagos came in between, budget-wise, 300 to 400 million naira, sold for between 1.6 and $2 million. We are not sure really because we never open up about how much, but those are the possibilities. Now, where film is also very interesting is that this is a product you can make money from till ad infinitum. As long as people are interested in watching it, you can always exploit it.
Okay, thank you very much.
And as a performer in it, I'm not in Gangs of Lagos, but I'm saying that the strategy is that I'll get paid royalties. Do you understand? That's where our industry is going. It isn't there yet, but it will get there.
I think you've done a lot of publicity for Gangs of Lagos today already. So much. And we actually had one of the actors of Gangs of Lagos.
Goldfish.
Seated there.
Yes.
I don't know, I can't see him on seat now, but he was there just a few moments ago. He's outside. Okay, he's been around all morning.
And he did an amazing performance in Gangs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Buchi, let me ask you a question before I come back to Auntie Joke. Before I go back to Buchi, before I come back to Auntie Joke, before I go back to Buchi, then maybe if the Lord touches me. Okay, so Buchi, I want to ask you about skit making. Okay, one congregation, please. Skit making. Now, let me just position this quickly. Okay, so as to how much effort goes into skit making. Now, during lockdown, yourself and Basketball Brad, you did a lot of skits, zero budget skits. There was no budget. It was just data that you had and your phone. Zero budget skits. You did a lot during lockdown. And you still had the mileage in terms of viewership and numbers. Okay? Now, compare that to your show that you did just last 2 weeks, Easter in Abuja, done with a B something. Right? Now, you did skits to publicize that show. You also do skits for like Mambo and Boniface, for instance. Right? Look at these 3 things I've given to you now. Mambo and Boniface, the stuff that you did a lot during lockdown, zero budget, and then the ones that you used to promote your show. How much work goes into this? And is it really worth it to put a lot of money into producing a 1-minute skit?
Well, just like Auntie Jaka said, it depends on what. Some skit makers come into the industry because they have the backing, the financial backing. That's the issue we're having right now with comedy as a genre, because the flash and the glam it's not the life we live. So a lot of people jump into it because they sell the idea to this. Maybe you have one rich friend. If you hit 1 million, see how much you go get from YouTube, see how much Facebook they paid. But those are not actually the numbers. So for Basket and I, during lockdown, we didn't have that money to throw around. We were shooting, we were risking our lives, basically. But, we're very close, and we're just using phones. But what we're selling at that time, because there was a lacuna, and so we just needed to be relevant because we knew it would come off eventually. So we just needed to be relevant long enough so that when the world comes back to normal, people will still look to us. And so Mambo and Boniface, actually, what he did for lockdown, by the time it was over, the next time we're doing Mambo and Boniface, we already had sponsors coming in. Because, a lot of people saw it. So you see where we're coming from, where do you know where we're going? So I don't have a problem if you have someone that has money that says, okay, let's do this. But if you want to do it on your own, it has become so easy now because the world is a global village. There are so many phones. I think one of these phones celebrated a full movie that was shot with a phone. And it was so I don't think you really need all that much to go into it, because what he does for us, what he did for me, skits never gave me money. Skits, because if you watch our skits, it's not about what's going to come out. It's about, first of all, the relevance, the topic we dwell on, and then the reach. And that's all we needed at that time. Because we have other things we're doing. So this was to sell this. So there was no point putting money here. We're already putting money to produce this. So if you have that mindset, you can go ahead and put money in it. But if you don't, you're funny. TikTok is here now. You don't need characters anymore. You just need one. I know some people who are doing very well doing one-man plays online with just a phone leaning on the wall. So for what it has done for us, you can measure that compared to the show. The show I put in money. Yes. So there was a lot to lose. So I needed to do this one for free to make sure I don't lose money here. And all the skits we shot, we had to pay to put it out there. As close as Tunde is to Bassett and I, we pay him every time we post.
Say it again.
Yes. Tunde Edmont is my friend. We are very good friends till today. We still talk. But for every time you have seen my skits and Basketball skits on Tunde Edmont, we paid. The highest he has done for me was to give me a discount of 20,000 because we're friends. So it's after you finish shooting, get ready. Get ready. That's why TikTok and all these other places are up now. Yeah, that's the real story.
Thank you very much. You just gave a bomb now. that friendship in this industry, it does not count.
No.
You must pay. And this was why, when I was going to get married 12 years ago, I did not invite Buchi to come and MC my wedding. It was the natural choice to MC my wedding, but I knew I would pay. So I said, no. If you like, may the wedding not get MC. No problem. I will still carry my wife home.
Yes, now.
Let me ask you a simple question. Okay, must I sign up under a label to do business in music?
No. So for today, no. You have independent labels, you have independent artists, especially now that the artist has access. We're talking about opportunities and trends. The opportunities right now are available with social media. Now, Spotify just started using the model of the TikToks and all that. With Spotify now, you can use Spotify as your social media platform, just the same way you use Facebook, you use Instagram, do videos and upload, make your timelines busy. Because most of these social apps are taking the models of the TikToks, the Reels, the YouTube Shorts and all that. So you really do not need a label. You just need to find the information for you to become an independent artist. What do I need to do? And in this day and age, you can actually outsource to consultants or agencies or labels to work with you. Most of the artists working with labels are not really signed. They have their own funding, they have a deal with a label. I want to use your outlet for distribution. So you do not even need to start waiting or praying and fasting or believing for a label to sign. You don't need all that. Gone are those days. Just ensure that what you're doing is you are constantly putting out content, you keep rehearsing, you keep writing, develop your fan base, win your family, win your streets, win your community. Now, people don't help people. People invest in people. If people must give you money in exchange for your gift, it's because you have been able to win them. So I see that the sentiment with gospel artists, they're angry with their church and their pastor that they release a song or an album they don't buy. They calculated the church 2,000 members. Oh, I will make money. It doesn't work. Church members do not buy music. Fans buy music.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Auntie Joke, this question is for you. It's come across a number of the questions. I was called to the Nigerian bar 2014, 2015, November the 8th. The same day I was called, Ebuka was called to the bar that day. RMD was called to the bar that day. Yes, we're all called on the same day. Now, on the queue, I walked to meet RMD on the queue. I mean, we're students in the same class. I went to meet him and said, I dey act too, I'm bad. I'm very good on stage. I want to get into this Nollywood. What do I do? Ask my guy. He said, when you get to Lagos, go to Igomu, National Theatre, go and register with Actors Guild of Nigeria. After registering, you can look for me and meet me. I didn't want to go through that process. I go to register with association. When I was in university, we did not register with any association because we don't want to mistakenly join cults. So we avoid any association. So I didn't do that. The questions that are being asked is, how do we get into the acting field? Many people can act. They're asking questions. What is the easiest way they can jump in? Must they go to Actors Guild of Nigeria, Igomu, who's still fighting over president?
Okay. First of all, in response to that question, it's very important to join the guild. To join the guild of any part of the industry that you want to go into, and there are various guilds for them. There's the Actors Guild, there's the Producers Guild, there's the Directors Guild, makeup. You know, everybody has their associations. But specifically for the actor, what I feel is very important for survival in the industry and to reign. There was something that I read on what Gosperella said on Instagram when he gave the video for today. You know, the caption he wrote was that getting to the top is not the aim. The aim is to remain relevant even when you get to the top. And to do that, you need to train. Now, training as an actor can come in two forms. You either go for formal training or you attach yourself to an existing production company and you work with them, whether it be theater, be it radio, be it film, and you work with them so that over time, it's like an apprenticeship. Over time, you get your freedom, which means that you have now qualified to be a bona fide actor. Even as a trained actor, it's going to take you another probably about 10, 14 years of working as an actor to then say to yourself that you are an established actor. You are a competent actor, because acting is about consistently learning. And it's not only about the craft and the skill of acting, it's also about the ethics, because I mentioned that and I said I hope I'd get the opportunity. You cannot call yourself an actor and you've been given a call time of 8 a.m. in the morning and you saunter in at 12 and you say, oh yeah, let's shoot. I'll kick you off my set. You cannot, as an actor, come, yourself and the director, you have sat down, you have agreed on what your character is supposed to be like, what your character is supposed to wear. So, Joke, your character doesn't wear earrings. Your character doesn't wear weave on. Your character doesn't wear jewelry because. And I'm like, fantastic, I agree with you. She probably even does cornrow to her hair and doesn't have more than one wrapper or something. So, we discuss it. And the costumier, we discuss it. And then Shola Shobayale comes on set. And Shola Shobayale is wearing wig, he's wearing jewelry, he's wearing this and that and that. And then I say that because Shola is wearing that, me too, I must wear. Excuse me? Which character are you both playing? If you give me that kind of stress, get off my set. There are ethics. You must be the kind of person that people look forward to working with. However, that then does not mean that the producer or the director have the right to maltreat you. Everybody on set, whether you are the biggest actor or you are the least, or you are the biggest technical person or the least, whether you are technical, you are artistic, everybody's entitled to respectful treatment on any production. So for me, where to start is that you start with training. Once you have done 1 or 2 jobs, then go and register with the guild. But not before. Because don't come and register because you want to be an actor. You're not an actor. You just want to be. What if you register and then you get on your first set and I say, and you are looking at all these actors and I say, what on earth? You are more interested in what the director is doing. So you need to have done, in England, for instance, you cannot register to be an actor unless you have a job. And you cannot get a job unless you have registered. It's a catch-22 but usually I would say have a few jobs under your belt and then register.
Thank you very much. Buchi, this should be my last question to you. It's actually a 2-in-1. The first part of the question is, where is the role of doing free jobs just to make yourself visible? Okay, just to make yourself visible, handling stuff for people and, so that they will recognize your talent and your skills. And then the second one is, how do you make money from your mentees? Because, we know ourselves. There are a lot of people that say, bros, give me a job now, and maybe you are busy. Maybe you are out of the country, maybe you are on set, maybe you have another show on that day, or maybe you are unavailable for some reason, and you can pass on the show to somebody. Or maybe for funding reasons. Maybe you charge, how much do you charge now? Maybe 2 million for a wedding now. And the person says, now only 500 I get. But bros, I want me you recommend somebody. When you recommend that person, does the person bring a tart to you?
Thank you.
Thank you. 10% is tart to you, like that, So, number one is, where's the role of doing free job stuff to make yourself visible? And two, in terms of mentoring, do you make business from mentoring?
Okay, so people are different, so I'm going to answer from my perspective. The first one about free shows. It's funny because right now in the industry, that culture is dead, is lost, because there's no loyalty no more. Then what we started was about service. Was it about money? Was it about Brosali don't go now? So most of us, we was just service. It wasn't even connected to comedy, the things we were doing for him. It wasn't about comedy. Go house, well, just service. And they'll be like, oh, come, do this one. How you won't even go tell Brosali, say, Baba, I don't know whether somebody will come out for this. You understand? At that time, it was the biggest, it was joy to be called on to do anything by Alibaba. So it was not a money thing. But that time don't pass because of the influx of social media, and everybody wants that money right now. Everybody wants that money today. So comedians are scarce who actually come because of the passion to do free shows. I do a comedy club. I did one for straight 10 years, and I'm doing one now in VI, We started paying comedians. Whether they know you or not, that time is gone. So there's no free shows again in the game. Now for those who are starting, all those people, and let me quickly say this. A lot of people meet me, and I know a lot of you, or some people are here who be like, oh, sir, I'm very funny. I don't mind. They give me all these free shows. But that's not how it works. That's not how it works because, sir, I'm very funny, I'm very good. Try me. Bride don't lose 2 years sponsorship before. Yeah, because he never heard the guy, just the sad story, and he puts it on stage, and he was very bad for everybody. It was so bad, they said, don't call any other comedians. We face that every time. So the simple message for you, if you're here and you're very good, and comedians who are out there, friends, so you be like, Baba, I don't do the work. One, I want to stress. Just put me on. It doesn't work that way. You have to work until I see you. It's a lot easier now because of social media. If you're good, it will go around, it will suddenly get to you. That's how it works now. That time is bad. So that's why today, basketball will never give you a stage if it has never seen you perform well 3 times. Yes. So what we do now, because I need to say this, for comedy it's different, for music it's not. For music, you don't have to be original every time. You just need that one hit. But for comedy, for anything that makes people laugh, whether it's skits, stand-up, drama, whatever it is, the only thing that sells is originality. Because where we are now in the industry of comedy, every idea you think will make someone laugh, someone has shot it, someone has said it as a joke, so now everybody's shooting our stand-up materials as jokes. As soon as you crack a joke, it's a skit tomorrow. But if you can be original, we'll fish you out. The industry will fish you out. It's that simple. It's not about, I'm good. You just have to work on yourself enough, not to use my old jokes to say you change. I know, no matter how you change it, it's like that for us. So that role of free, that's where we are now. That's where we are. And then I don't take cutbacks. I don't, because when I started, some people took cutbacks from me, but when I started working with the real industry movers of comedy, they never took cutbacks from me. The first job Basketball gave me, true story, first job Basketball gave me after he said we'll work was Bonny Island. If you go to Bonny Island, then they're the highest paying. Then was 400,000 naira. Then I used to earn 80,000. I say 80,000, 70,000, my big shows, 95. You understand? That one are 2 events a day. So he gave me an event, 400,000. I come back, say, Baba, because the people before him that used to give me events were like, the job is 80, and you get 30. You'll send me 50. You understand? So that was, I was new in Lagos. I was hungry, and I just needed to do my job. He never took cutback. So that was what I took from him, and till today, I've never taken cutback from anybody. And then the comedian I work with that drives me around, Lab Doctor, he went with me to Bonny Island, performed just like I just with Brian, and then they called him directly. They didn't even take my name. They called him directly and said, you came with Buchi, we'll have an event for you. Is that not why I brought you? And that was his highest ever paying event as well. This happened this year. Basket mouth case was 2013. This was this year. Same money. You understand? And then he came back. I'm like, no, I don't want any. He sent me money. I said, I don't want your money. Go. I get past. What you do? I get past. I mean, they cry to every time. What you do? What you give me this up for? But sometimes though, people who appreciate always come back with gifts. Some people they buy perfumes, foul. Somebody just buy goats for me, which was really strange because I know be babalawo. But yeah, we got all that. We got all that. But
where's the goats now? Where's the goats now?
No, you don't enter our sources.
You are not a babalawo, but you go enter the goats.
People came to help me.
All right. Last question for Doctor. A straightforward question. Why does gospel music not sell like secular music?
System.
Is it true?
It's not a yes or no answer, okay. But I know what you mean. Systems and religion. Now, the church needs to understand that music is not religious. Music is not religious. There are two kinds of music: sacred and secular. Sacred can be Islamic. It can be Buddha. You can sing to Buddha. You can sing to Igwe. You sing to a deity. Sacred music. Secular music, not all secular music are immoral. So if we are able to understand, as we are here right now, you go to even your church, I can bet you that there are gifted singers in the congregation that do not have hope that they can join. You know why? Because of what religion has cost. The pastor will insist that they should join the choir, and what they want to express has nothing to do with gospel music in quotes. Now, if the church can find a way to create room for alternative music in church, those people, they will do the kind of music we want to hear them do, which is moral. So that's why gospel music is not... Gospel is good news about Jesus, Abi. If a Christian, a born-again Christian, sings about love, I think it's better than you let an heathen tell you what love is. And... now, the Songs of Solomon was written by a secular artist called King Solomon. Yes, now. They are secular artists, the full Bible. Abi? The Saul has killed 1,000, David has killed 10,000. Not be music. Now, music and song. So when we try to tie this into religion, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, it's not Christian, it's not Islamic, it's just music. You understand? So if first of all we are able to take religion away, we understand temple worship is different from social music. Temple worship is for our choir. Some people are called into ministry. Why Peter was called to Jews, Paul was called to the Gentiles. Imagine for Revelation, Jesus was telling Peter to kill the animal because they used title and say, go Cornelius' house. He had to use a Jew to tell him because as a proper Jew, they eat unclean animals. But for Saul to become Paul is easy. So for people like us, our pulpit is in the streets, and we will take music to the streets and we'll preach Christ.
All right. Thank you. I'm happy you were not on the same panel with DJ Gosperella. We'll have a fight here now. I'm very happy Gosperella is still here in the building. Shout out to DJ Gosperella. Let's put that together for you.
Funny enough, Gosperella is one of the most expensive DJs.
Yes.
Even as a minister, his mixtape is my accord the amount.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for that. I'm about to bring this session to a close. I'm going to ask our mother. I mean, we're all upcoming. Buchi, we're all upcoming. We're Auntie Joke Siva. In fact, you even call her auntie is like it's lack of respect. We should call you mommy, grandma, those kind of titles, like that. It's difficult. Sitting next to you, see they put big stool in between us. It's deliberate. It's deliberate. I mean, we grew up. Our first sight of television, watching anything from 1980 something late, and you were already there at that time. And you know the thing about young boys, start watching TV, you start falling in love with the actress. And if anybody kills them, you will not be heartbroken. At home, she's acting, somebody hug her on stage, you are heartbroken. You will not sleep well at night. That, this is my girlfriend, I'm taking her. Someone that's not enough to be your mother. Do you know how many times I've cried to sleep because of Genevieve? Omotola, I cry. I've never met them, but I cry a lot. Perhaps now will break their heart on set, me, I will be crying. Now, how come? She met that boy, if I catch him. What Jamaica has done to me in this life. If I catch him. So Auntie Joke, she will be king's wife, a king. You can imagine a king. Just be hugging Auntie Joke like this. Someone that we're in love with. I've been treating her anyhow. We love you, man. Opportunity to say, I love you. Photographer. Snap me picture. At least, opportunity to hug my crush. All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the panelists. Thank you so much. We'll take a photograph together.